everyone. How are you all? I hope you are preparing well for examinations as coaching summer is going on and we get plenty of time to revise the previous topics as well as go ahead with preparation for our different examinations which is going to be conducted as school reopen. So today as we have been discussing the topics of trigonometry, class 10, introduction to trigonometry, and we have done 4 lectures in which we learned a lot about what is trigonometry, what are different identities and how can derive them, as well as we learned about trigonometric ratio for different angles of some specific angles like 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree respectively. So now today we are going to progress in the same line to understand how can you use these trigonometrical ratios of specific angles and identities to solve problems. As well as how can we develop problem solving skills using these identities and this trigonometrical ratios of specific angles as I mentioned above. So now, what we have learned till today? We learned about some identities. The first identity I'm going to mention here is uh, sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. And I have already mentioned that what is the meaning of theta? The angle under consideration. If I'm talking about this angle, it could be 30 degree or it could be 60 degree, anything, or it could be 45 as well. So now if you're talking about these angles, to mentions about these angles, to understand the presence of angles, simply we use a Greek letter theta. So I'm writing here theta, theta. The first identity is cos square theta plus sin square theta equals to 1. Okay. The second identity which we have learned is sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. This is what I've learned in second identity. What about third identity? In third identity, we learned about cosec square theta minus cot square theta equals to 1. Okay, this is what identity we have learned about. And we have also gone through the proof of all these things. Okay, we have just gone through the proof of this identities as well in the previous lectures, in the lecture 2 or lecture 3. You can watch that lecture to understand the proof of it as well. If you watch these lectures in continuation, it is very easy for you to understand the application of such trigonometrical ratios identities, which we are going to talk about in this video. This is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1, and third one, cos square theta minus cot square theta. And the fourth we can say is sin theta plus cos theta equals to tan theta. Okay, and our fifth identity would be cos theta by sin theta equals to cot theta. We know about it as well. And we can go further with the sixth as we know sin theta is the reciprocal of cosec theta. Similarly, we can go for the other like cos theta is 1 by sec theta as well as sec theta equals to 1 by cos theta. We can go also as well. This is 7, this is 8, and we can do for the 9. What is that is tan theta equal to 1 by cot theta, whereas cot theta equals to 1 by tan theta. There are some identities which we can see on the screen. Starting from the first is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. And sec square theta minus tan square theta equals to 1. And the third one is cosec square theta minus cot square theta equals to 1. And the fourth one is sin theta by cos theta equals to tan theta. Similarly, cos theta by sin theta equals to cot theta. And the next one is sin theta is the reciprocal of cosec theta, and cosec theta is the reciprocal of sin theta. Similarly, tan theta is the reciprocal of cot theta, and cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. And similarly, cos theta is the reciprocal of sec theta, and sec theta is the reciprocal of cos theta. Similarly, sec theta equals to 1 by cos. I have written all this. I have written, I think, twice. Okay, I've written it twice. Okay, I've written it twice. So Meanwhile, uh, this could be cancelled. I have written here. These two are same actually. They're reciprocal to each other, so there's no need to cross. So now we know sine square theta. So I have written all this there. There's no need to repeat all this things several times. The next thing is we learnt about the trigonometrical ratios of some specific angles. Okay. So now in a specific angles, basically we learnt about what? We learnt about sine. Wait. Learnt about 0 degree. We learnt about 30 degree. We learnt about 45 degree. We learnt about 60 degree, and we learnt about 90 degree. Okay. There are some thetas of us. Okay. So now this is sine theta. We have to write cos theta, then tan theta. We can go for cosec theta and sec theta and cot theta. Okay. So we have to learn all the values for this basically. Okay. 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. So in class 10, we have to deal with only these angles. Okay. Now sine 0 degree, as I mentioned, was earlier 0 degree. This is 1 by 2. This angle is 1 by root 2. This is root 3 by 2. And where this is 1. To find the cos theta, what we do simply, we take this complete row of numbers, like from starting from here to here. What we do simply, yes, well, so the cos, what we do, so the cos was simply take this complete row of sine and turn it around like this. This one comes here, this root 3 by 2 comes here, this 1 by root 2 comes here, this 1 by 2 comes here, and this 0 comes in. Okay, this is what I wrote. This is how we can write this values. Okay, so I get my point. What about tan? How can we write the value of tan? For the tan, we simply divide these two values, 0 by 1, 1 by root 2 by root 3 by 2, as well as 1 by root 2 divided by 1 by root 2. So here completely 1 by root 2 divided by 1 root 2. This 1 by root 2 divided by 1 by root 2 gives us what? 1 by root 2 into root 2 by 1. So cancel, we get 1. So I can write what? 1 here for the tan 45. Similarly, when divide 0 by 1, we get 0. When you divide 1 by 2, this 1 by root 2. When divided by root 3 by 2, we get 1 by root 2 into 2 by root 3. So we'll get what? From here, we can easily get what? This 2 to cancel. Okay, once again I'm going to repeat. 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2. So this 1 by 2 multiply root 2 by root 3. Root only 2. This is 2 by root 3. 2 to cancel, 1 by root 3. So we'll get what? 1 by root 3. Here we get only root 3. Here not defined. Okay. This is how we can get the ratios. What about cosecs? We simply take the reciprocal of this. Take the reciprocal of this. 0 by 1 is there. So we'll get what? 1 by 0 not defined. What about sine 30 is 1 by 2, reciprocal of sine 30 is 2 by 1, so it becomes 2. What about this? It's only root 2. What is reciprocal of this root 3 by 2? It gives us 2 by root 3, where this is 1 by 1 gives 1. Okay. Similarly, for the sake, what we do, we take the values of cos here and take its reciprocal. 1 by 1 gives us 1, whereas root 3 by 2 gives us 2 by root 3. Whereas similarly, this gives us root 2, and here this gives us 2 only. And 0 by 1 is not defined. Okay. What about 10? Simply take the reciprocal of 10, we'll get cot. So 0 by 1 gives us not defined. This gives us not defined. Okay. This finally gives us not defined. This value is not defined. We get not defined. What about 1 by root 3? It gives us root 3, gives us 1. Root 3 gives us 1 by root 3. Not defined due to 1 by 0. It gives us 0 by 1. That is 0. So you can see what we did simply in a tan and cos. Again, we take this complete row. We take this complete row. and turn it around like this. Okay, you can see this comes here, this comes here, this comes here, this comes here, and this comes here. So there's a logical connection between these two. As we know, tan theta is reciprocal of cos theta, and cos theta is reciprocal of tan theta. So again, these are the values which we have to keep in our mind. Okay. Now, how can you remember if I forget or if you forget these values in examination? How can you go to remind it? It's very simple. What we do simply for write like this sine theta, write 0, 30, 60, 45. This is 45, right? 45, 60, and 90. What do you do simply? Write 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. What have you written? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Divide all this by what? By, we can say, by 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay. The first step, what I did to remind the values of sine theta, I wrote numbers starting from 0 to 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 under the topic 0 degree, 1 under the topic 30 degree, and 2 under the topic 45 degree, and 3 under the topic 60 degree. Similarly, I have written 4, this 4 under 90 degree. Okay. The next thing is we divide each value by 4. Here 0 by 4, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, and 3 by 4, as well as 4 by 4. So like this. And the third step is we simply do what? We simply put them under square root. Put them under square root like this. So now get the final answer. 0 by 0 gives us 0. Under root of 0 gives us 0. Here we'll get 1 by 2. Here we'll get this 1 and 2 cancel, 1 by root 2. Here we'll get root 3 by 2. Again this 4 for 1, so root 1 is gives us 1. You can see sine 0 is 0. Sine 30 degree is your 1 by 2, and sine 40 is 1 by root 2, sine 60 root 3 by 2, and sine 90. This is a fantastic way to learn the things, learn the ratios of these angles without any stress if we forget in examination. It's quite simple. Okay, first of all, we write the numbers starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we divide each number by 4 and put them under the square root. Simple. And after simplification, we get these values 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, and 1. This gives us the value of sine theta respectively. We know how can we get cos theta. Again, this cos theta can be obtained by simply take this complete row and turn it around like this. 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, and 0. Okay, this is how we can learn these values. And tan theta we know we can easily get by dividing sin theta by cos theta. And after that, there's only reciprocal things are left. That is, for cosec theta we reciprocate sin theta, for sec theta we reciprocate cos theta, and for cot theta we reciprocate tan theta respectively, and we get the values of these ratios. Okay, these ratios are very important because in board examination it can be seen that at least 2 or 3 marks question would be available to check your proficiency in holding these values. So we have to learn this, and we have also learned the way to remind all these things in examination as well. And we have to learn how can we remind these values while solving the problems. Okay, it's quite easy as well. Always try to one we write 2 or 3 or 4 times, maximum 4 times we write these values in our notebook. We can easily learn all these things. We can easily by heart all the values because examination of 3 hours only, and the, you can say the nature of questions also getting changed every day and every year as well. So we have to understand how can we save our time in examination, and how as well as how can we utilize these values correctly in examinations. So this is the challenge before us. So writing it twice, thrice, and learning the tricks which I have just taught you, writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and dividing the numbers by 4, and again taking all them under root, will get the sin theta's values, and transforming all the complete row ups and down, or you can say left side right, right side left, we'll get this cos theta's value. Okay, so these are some values which I taught you, and how can we learn these values. These values are of very great importance, guys. So I hope you understand my teaching right now. and you enjoyed this session as well. If you have any problem and if you are interested to learn more things, please put some comments in comment box which correlates you and me and encourages me to do more things for you. Here I'm not for only gaining subscribers or doing something else, but here I'm only for you to make you understand how can we learn this trigonometry and other mathematical topics easily and gain proficiency on these topics. So in the next lecture, I'm going to talk about identities as well, and then we start doing problems of PIQs as well as the NCRTs and other books available in the market, and clarify all the doubts of yours, as well as I give you some homeworks to do and follow the same in the next coming days and gain the edge on this topic. Thank you very much for your patience. Happy learning.